right? God just dropped this on my spirit and I wanted to give it to somebody else. A lot of y'all are struggling with telling your story, you know, speaking on your experience. You're scared to do it. You might be scared, you might feel embarrassed about it, you might feel shame or guilt or something like that. But understand that your obedience to tell your story, your willingness to share your story, to share your testimony, to talk about what God done helped you overcome, that is the key to somebody else's breakthrough. That's gonna help somebody else move to their next level. It's gonna help somebody get out of the situation that they in, right? I talk a lot about how I've been through narcissistic relationships, toxic family members. I talk a lot about this stuff, y'all, and it's because of what I've experienced, what I've gone through, what I've seen, what God has revealed to me, things that I see and I experience. And so I talk about it to help somebody else, see it from a different perspective, to help somebody else see it from a different lens, like, so they can understand what it is that they're going through. Because a lot of people go through things and they come out of it and they worse than what they were. They worse off. Like they go crazy. A lot of people unalive themselves because of stuff that they done been through, like narcissistic abuse. A lot of people lose their mind because of that. Like, narcissistic abuse will literally alter your freaking brain chemistry. It will alter your brain. It give you brain damage. And a lot of people don't know how to navigate through it because they're trying to do it on their own. They don't know how to seek out therapy and counseling or something like that. They don't know how to go to God and rely on God for healing, for deliverance, for God to lead them to the right people or lead the right people to them, right? And one thing I wanted to just say is, don't be afraid to tell your story. Your story is what's gonna set you free, right? You might be struggling financially. Your story is what's gonna set you free financially. You might be stuck in a situation with people that you don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be in that environment. You don't want to be in that relationship. Whatever it is, you're trying to get out of it because you know that it's not healthy for you. When you tell your story, you never know who your story will reach to help you get up out of that situation. You never know who it will make an impact on. You never know. The person that done been through that situation might see your content or hear about your book or read your blog post, or I don't know, whatever. They might see your stuff, your creations, whatever you put out, and hear your story and can relate and can help you up out of that thing, can help you be set free from it, can help you with resources, can help get you connected to the right people. You never know, right? So your story ain't just about feeling that guilt, shame, and that fear. No, that's from the enemy. God is not the author of confusion. He does not give us the spirit of fear. That is from the enemy, and the enemy has you in a chokehold, got you feeling that stuff, so that you never open your mouth about the abuse that you have experienced, about what it is that God has helped you to overcome. He wants you to feel that shame and that guilt and that fear about repeating the cycle again, or thinking you don't know everything. No, all you have to do is be a step ahead of somebody in order to teach them how to get out of their situation, in order to tell them what you did, in order to give them that advice and help them get through their situation. You got to use what God gave you. You have been through something. You didn't go through that stuff for nothing. God did not help you to overcome that for nothing. You overcame it. You went through it. You got through it. You are going through it maybe, to get out and tell somebody else, give somebody else that key, give somebody else the key to unlock that door to their next level. Your obedience, somebody else's breakthrough is tied to your obedience. It's tied to you opening your mouth. It's tied to you doing the will of God. It's tied to you walking in your purpose, making an impact, spreading knowledge, spreading value, educating people on what it is that you've been through and how you got through it. Somebody else's breakthrough, somebody else's healing, somebody else's deliverance is tied to you opening your mouth and telling your story. So don't be scared to tell your story, okay? You cannot be scared to tell your story. You cannot be hesitant to tell your story. If you fearful, you feel shame or you feel guilt, trust and believe that that is not from God. It is from the enemy. It is from the devil himself, and he's making you feel this in order to shut you up, in order for you to keep your mouth closed and suffer in silence and never tell nobody about the abuse. This is what narcissistic abuse is. Like, this is a part of narcissistic abuse. It's a part of being in a toxic relationship. It's a part of having toxic family members. It's a cycle. It's a cycle of fear and confusion and dysfunction and feeling guilty, and it's a cycle. And the enemy keeps you looped in that cycle in order to keep you hush, like in order to keep your mouth closed, because the enemy don't want to be exposed. The enemy don't want you to expose him. The enemy don't want you to talk about the abuse that you have experienced because of people that allow the enemy to work through them to get to you, to tear you down, to break you down, to stop you, to block you, to delay you, to distract you. The enemy does not want to be exposed. So, with all that being said, you cannot be afraid to tell your story. It is your experience. Can't nobody change that. It don't, like, you could be a person that you could be a person that, it was just, you just had good intent. I had good intentions. Like, those weren't my intentions. Whatever. My experience was you abused me. My experience was you was used by the enemy to take me out. That's what my experience was. I don't care about your side of the story. I care about my side of the story. And I'm going to tell that. I'm going to give my experience. I'm going to give what I've been through to help somebody else through what it is that they going through. You cannot sit there and stay in that cycle that the enemy got you trapped in. The only way to break that cycle is to be aware that, hey, this is a pattern. This is how the enemy is choosing to shut me up. I'm being shut down because of being afraid or feeling guilty of the shame, or I'm being shut down because the enemy does not want me to speak out. I'm being shut down because I feel guilty for exposing the way my toxic family did to me, what my toxic family did to me. These people abuse you. There's a lot of people going through abuse and never make it out of that. They end up unalive. But if they had somebody to open their mouth and tell them, if they had the right person following their timeline, following their For You page, that's speaking about their story, that's telling their story, if they had that person doing that, it could have saved their life. And so you cannot, it's bigger than you, okay? I want you to understand that this is bigger than just you. It's bigger than just what you went through. It's bigger than that. And I want you to put that in the comments if you made it to the end of this video. It's bigger than me. You telling your story, you helping somebody, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than your feelings. It's bigger than the shame and the guilt that you feel. That's the enemy. It's so the glory of God can be on display. God did this. God brought me out of this. And this is what God can do for you too. Let me tell my story. Let me talk about it. A lot of people are sitting in fear, afraid to open their mouths, and that's how the enemy keeps you bound. That's how the enemy gonna keep you bound. But the way that you're gonna be set free, like for real, the way that you're gonna be set free is by opening your mouth. It's got to come out some kind of way, or else you're gonna go to your grave with that stuff in your heart. You don't want to go to your grave with nothing inside of you, nothing pent up inside of you, that unforgiveness and all that kind of. Heal from that stuff so you can tell your story and help somebody else. But a lot of people just move on with their life and they never be the same because they never open their mouth to help somebody else tell their story. So I just wanted to give that, okay? It's a short little video. I wanted to give that to somebody, and I know somebody needed to hear it. Tell your story. Open your mouth, because it's going to set you free. It's going to set you free financially. It's going to set you free spiritually, mentally, okay, emotionally, if you talk about it. If you create from that. If you create from what you've been through. Create products and services from what you've been through. Offer one-on-one services helping somebody else through what you've been through. Okay? So, I just wanted to give that. I know it's for somebody, but I just wanted to put it out there. I love y'all so much. I'm finna go ahead and eat my food, And I will be talking to y'all in the next video.